Coming to you from deep within the heart of Texas in our secret underground bunkers, it's the New Republic Radio Show. Welcome everybody to the Labor Day edition of the New Republic Show. We're just sitting here in the underground bunkers of the New Republic enjoying this great Labor Day. It's a little bit hot outside, 98 degrees, but that's all right. We got the barbecue going. And just getting ready for a great day. And I hope all you guys and gals are enjoying it out there. But again, happy Labor Day for most of you. However, for 23 million Americans without jobs, the Labor Day holiday is not a day off, but rather it's just another day without work. It's a fitting hash mark for the presidential campaign kickoff, reminding Americans of President Obama's tragic failure to deliver. I don't know. I think that's the perfect way to kick off the DNC, the National Democratic Convention. But what are you going to do? I mean, reality is reality. You have 23 million Americans that are without jobs. If you look at the real unemployment percentage, it's hovering somewhere around 17% of the American population that doesn't have jobs. I mean, think about that for a minute. 17 out of 100 people that you meet every day are without jobs. And whose fault is that? Sure, there's a lot of reasons why people don't have jobs right now, but most of it is because of failed projects, failed ideas, failed policies of this particular administration. And a lot of people are going to want to blame that on Bush, whatever. I'm not trying to necessarily defend Bush, but it's just a simple fact that it has continued to rise since Obama took office. And what are you going to do about that? Well, I hope many of you will be voting, and hopefully you'll be voting for someone who actually cares about the American population, who actually cares about the jobless rate out there. I mean, simply look at it, then and now. When Obama took over, unemployment, of course, the rated unemployment, was at 7.8%. Now it's at 8.3%. Median income was $54,000. Now it's $50,000. Gasoline was $1.85. Now it's $3.78. National debt was $10.6 trillion. Now it's $15.9 trillion. What are you going to do? I mean, how can you defend that as an Obama supporter? You know, how are you guys out there defending that? Why don't you give me a call? 979-31-TALK-6. 979-31-TALK-6. Give me an idea about how you're swallowing this kind of information and being totally okay with it. And also turning around and saying, hey, let's move forward. Let's go forward and keep up with these failed ideas. Of course, you're not going to say that, but that's ultimately what they are. But what are you going to do? Anyway, we got a bunch of different things we're going to be talking about today. One of Barack Obama's his landmark lawsuits, one of the few lawsuits that he actually did. We're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about ID required at the DNC convention. Also, talking about one of the Gallup polls, and of course some of the harshness that's going on with Iran right now. So sit back, sit tight, get ready for some facts and some knowledge bombs. We're going to be doing all the above. Anyway, Daily Caller writes here, with landmark lawsuit, Barack Obama pushed banks to give subprime loans to Chicago's African Americans. President Barack Obama was a pioneering contributor to the national subprime real estate bubble, and roughly half of the 186 African American clients in his landmark 1995 mortgage discrimination lawsuit against Citibank have since gone bankrupt or received foreclosure notices. As few as 19 of those 186 clients still own homes with clean credit ratings. Following a decade in which Obama and other progressives pushed banks to provide mortgages to poor African Americans, the startling failure rate among Obama's private sector clients was discovered during the Daily Caller's review of a previously unpublished court information from the lawsuit that a young Obama helmed as the lead plaintiff's attorney. Since the mortgage bubble burst, some of his former clients are calling for a policy reversal. And here's some quotes. If you see some people don't make enough money to afford the mortgage, why would you give them a loan? Asked Obama client John Buchanan. There should be some type of regulation against giving people loans they can't afford. Wow, there's an idea. I mean, wow, I've never heard of anything like that. What type of knowledge and what type of thinking is that? That there should be a regulation against giving people loans that they can't afford. I mean, that's some kind of new idea, isn't it, folks? Banks. Banks were too eager to lend too many who didn't qualify, said Don Bias, another client who saw banks lurch from caution to bubble-inflated recklessness. Wow, I mean, that seems like that might be a bad idea. Where when banks are eager to lend to people who don't qualify, that I don't know. I mean, these people are kind of they're making a lot of sense here. I don't know. I've never heard this kind of wisdom before, and I don't really know what to do. I don't know how to process this. Another quote: I don't care what race you are. You need to keep financial wisdom separate from trying to help your people, said Baez, an auto worker. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what newfangled type of wisdom and worldly outlook is this that you would want to keep race separate from financial wisdom and trying to help your people out. I mean, I don't know. That just, man, this is some new age type knowledge. So I don't know where these people are getting this stuff. I've never ever had these type of thoughts myself. This is just revolutionary, folks. Well, I hope that you could really tell the sarcasm that was absolutely dripping from each of those statements. Anyway, 979-31-TALK-6. Give me a call if you disagree, and I kind of don't think I'm going to get any calls on that particular one. Yeah. But here's the thing. Obama was a big part of the bubble burst, and I want you conservatives out there to understand this, because it's laughingly sad how much the liberals try to blame the housing bubble on Bush. And this is one of those few things that you cannot in any way, shape, or form blame on Bush. Why do you say this? Well, because in his first term, Bush put together a council to look into this. He put them together to specifically look into it because he had heard rumblings that there was problems in the housing industry, and he wanted to get to the bottom of it. And I tell you what, it's funny. It's one of the few things that Bush did that I am 100% behind, and I think he was totally right for doing this. And he investigated this. And you know what? The person who headed up that board, that group of people, was Barney Frank. And the messed up part of all this was Barney Frank, his boyfriend, was one of the people in what was it, Freddie Mae or Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac? I can't remember which one. So yeah, you got me on this. I don't remember which one. It was one of those two. But anyway, he was one of the higher ups. So he basically just covered for his boyfriend, so that his boyfriend wouldn't get into trouble, because basically Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae, as we all know now, in the after, hindsight's 20/20, but as we all know now, they were having extremely bad times and poor issues with the whole giving loans to people who couldn't afford it. And what happened was, because they were given so many of these loans, organizations like Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, and of course other banks, major banks that later went bankrupt or got bailed out by the government, they had billions in toxic assets rather. Well, that is what caused the entire economy to fall to pieces, is because there was all these loans that were given to people that they couldn't pay them off. They didn't qualify for them. They didn't deserve these loans. That is the simple fact. Was it the banks making, people, I love this, Occupy Wall Street talks about how it was banks making these horrible decisions. Well, you guess what? It was President Clinton who forced these banks to make those decisions. Look it up, people. It was nothing to do with the actual banks making like these shady decisions behind everybody's back and in private. No, they were being forced to. And as a result, what happened was the banks had to deal with what they were forced to do. So they started passing around all this these toxic assets that they knew wasn't going to get paid off, and they knew the people were going to foreclose. So what they started doing is lumping them all together, and they started shifting them around, selling them back and forth to each bank with, lower and lower percentage, and trying to find some kind of way to, number one, get them off the books, and number two, deal with them in some kind of way, shape, or form. But the simple fact is the Democrats, headed up by President Clinton, and of course, people like Mr. Barack Obama, the current president of the United States, these people are the ones that forced the banks to do this. It wasn't like some secret pact by bank presidents that they're all like, yeah, man, we're really going to screw these American people over. Yeah, pass me another cigar and some more some of that fine brandy you have over there, because I'm just happy that we're screwing everybody over and we're making all this money. No, actually, I kind of feel sorry for the banks because they knew what was going to happen, but they didn't have a choice. They had two choices. Either be forced to give these people loans and or have your license taken away so that you couldn't give any loans. So what are you going to do as a banker, as a businessman? You're going to just say, well, this is my business. I mean, I'm the head of a multi-billion-dollar bank. I can either continue to do banking or I can get out of banking. I mean, I can go, I don't know, be a gardener or something. I mean, what? That's their business. That's their life's work. What do you kind of expect them to do? I mean, they're going to look at it and go, well, I guess we're just going to try to keep rolling the dice. We're going to try to get, package all these toxic loans out that we have and try to sell them off to other banks and try to keep as much off of our books as we can. That's the only thing that they can do. And that's what they did. And they did it for several years. And of course, what happened? It crashed the entire American economy. And whose fault was it? Was it Bush's fault? No. You ignorant liberal people, it was not. Show me some proof. You can't. Because you know what I'm saying is the truth. And people like Bill Clinton, people like Obama, those are the people, and Barney Frank, those are the people that you need to go after and attack. But you won't. Why? Because they're Democrats. Because you people are so blinded by party that you don't care that your own people are slitting your own throat, and you don't care. It doesn't matter because you're a team player. You work for that big D. You got that big D tattoo on your forehead, and you don't care about anything else. You just want your team to win, and you will sit there and vote Democratic until you don't have a penny left. And you won't care because you'll simply blame it on Republicans. You're so ignorant and stupid that you will be happy that you're penniless and destitute. But you'll be happy because you'll ignorantly blame it on Republicans and on conservatives. Now that, my friend, is sheer stupidity. Absolute sheer stupidity. And if you want to defend it as anything else, go right ahead. Call me up. Let me know. Give me some ideas. But you know what it ultimately is. Quit playing for this team, so-called team. You're not a Democrat no more than I'm a Republican or anybody else. You're just an American trying to make your way. And if you want to get rid of the American dream, if you want to be destitute for the rest of your life, go ahead. Keep pressing D. Keep voting for D. Keep putting more D's in the White House. Keep putting more D's in the Senate, in the Congress, in your local government. Keep doing it. See how that worked out for California when they've got city after city after city filing for bankruptcy. That's the most liberal portion of this continent, of the United States. If you're a liberal, that's where you want to live. And guess what? They're all going bankrupt. And this is what happens when you keep putting people with a D behind their name in office. You know what? Are the Republicans any better? Not really, but at least they know how to handle money. Yeah, they're all screwing us over, but at the end of the day, they at least know how to handle money. So you can either vote Democrat and be penniless and destitute, or you can put a few Republicans or, oh, heaven forbid, some independents in office, and you can actually have some money. Yeah, you still might not have all the rights that you really deserve and you really should have. But you know what? I think being rightless and penniless is a little bit worse than having a little bit of money and having a little upward mobility and then having a few rights that are not there that you should have. You know what? Maybe if we could get some jobs, we can start working on getting our freedoms back. We can start worrying about putting some independents up there that don't care about R or D. This whole R and D mindset, you liberals are insane. Why are you trying to propagate this? That R and D mindset has killed America. It has destroyed the American dream. So keep on, folks. Just keep on. I'm fed up with it. I have moved on. I'm asking you to grow a pair, get a little bit of knowledge. Stop buying into all the BS that they're feeding you every day on CNN, NBC, Fox News, ABC, NBC, all of the alphabets. Stop buying the garbage. Wake up. Get a life. Get a job. Get some money. Get some upward mobility. Do something, because what you're doing ain't working. Okay? 17 out of 100 people are not working. It's not working. Get it through your head. Communism, which is just another name for socialism, is not the way to do this. And unfortunately, that's what your homies on your team, on the D team, that's what they're about. And they're not helping. That's not helping you. It's not empowering you. You need to shirk that. Get off the plantation. You know, get out of that mindset. Other people don't want to help you. Be happy if somebody wants to let you alone and let you get your own leg up. I don't know. Anyway, all right. Tired of talking about that. Moving on. 979-31-TALK-6. Give me a holler if you got some ideas or if you want to argue about something, whatever. ID required to attend the DNC. And I think this is absolutely hilarious. Because the Democratic Party is basically saying, look, America, you can't attend our convention without ID, but you can sure as heck vote for me without some ID. I don't want you little pieces of garbage coming up in here and going to our national convention, because I want to enforce ID, because that way I know that some shady people won't be up in here. But if you want to vote for me, that's okay. Just stay away from me. Yep, that's exactly what the Democrats think about you folks. It's exactly what they think about. So if you want to keep, again, voting for the D's, go ahead. Just keep on doing it. Because they don't give a crap about you. They don't want you up there partying with them, toasting expensive champagne, smoking cigars, standing underneath all the balloons and the confetti. They don't want you up there with them. You're too low life. You're too much piece of garbage. They don't want to be around you. They're going to force IDs to be required so you can't get in there. Yeah, keep thinking that the Democrats are for you. Keep thinking that the Democrats give a flying piece of crap about you. Oh, moving on. Gallup. Obama job approval drops to 43%. You know what? How can it even be 43%? Seriously? 43%? That doesn't even make sense. Anyway, I don't know. Again, that's those Democrat people that just blindly vote no matter what. Blindly say good things about any Democratic president, any Democrat person. Anyway. Now, and this is something that just really gets on my last and just infuriates me. Iran must... Now, this is something that came out of the White House. Iran must steer clear of U.S. interests in the Gulf. Washington reportedly sends Tehran indirect messages saying it will not back Israeli strike on nuclear facilities as long as Iran refrains from attacking American facilities in the Persian Gulf. So the White House And let's make no mistake, because it's not the United States. The White House has officially sold out Israel. Officially sold out Israel. Now, did they do it out in the open where everybody knows? Of course, they didn't. They used back channels. But these are the type of things that get leaked. Now, why do we have a president in the White House who hates Jews so much and is so open about it? He has not visited Israel one time since being president. He does crap like this, constantly selling the Jews out left and right, one after the other. This man hates Jews so bad, he's basically telling Iran, look, you do whatever you want against Israel, just don't touch us, and we're cool. I'm telling you people, we have to get this piece of garbage out of the White House. What kind of president sells out our closest allies, our only anchorage in the Middle East that we can depend on? And ultimately, if Iran and Israel go into a full-out war, it will completely destabilize the Middle East. Don't even think that I'm exaggerating about that. Oh, it's an isolated war. No, it won't be an isolated war. Fuel prices, oil prices will go through the roof. And, you know, if Iran doesn't have nuclear weapons, then Israel will beat the crap out of Iran. We know that. And what will happen is, then all of Iran's buddies will jump in. So that means China and that means Russia. Then what are we going to have on our hands? All you anti-war people on the left, you so-called Democrats, you want this? You want all-out war or a proxy war with China and Russia? That's what you want? Well, this is what your president, your beloved president, the Savior himself, this is what he is arranging to happen right now behind your backs. So go ahead, live it up with the National Convention going on this week. You know, toast to your Democratic buddies and think about your high-minded BS and think about how it's all going to be so much better when we have 4 more years of a sellout. 4 more years of a man who has obvious alternate motives. Because why would somebody want to destabilize the world in such a way? Why would somebody with so much obvious hate for a race of people, the Jewish people, why would somebody want him in the office? Seriously. So to my conservative folks out there, get this information out to people. Shake some heads. I mean, we've got to make these liberals wake up. It can't just be us against them. If we keep on doing this us against them, it's going to be what we've had for 50 years. We have to convert these people. We have to make sure we wake them up and say, look, you're not a liberal. Okay? Because the Democrats and the liberal side, they're not even liberal. They're progressive. There's a difference. Liberal people are people who are more about freedom. No, that is not what the Democrat Party is about. That is not what the Democrats are about. They are progressive. They are about progressing the human race towards total control through government, mind control through school, through whatever else, all their propaganda. They just want to get the people under control and have your little oligarchy. That's basically what we have right now in the United States, because it's the Clintons, it's the Bushes, it's the Obamas. They are the ones that have controlled this nation for the past 20 years. You don't believe me? Look it up. It's simple history. They've all been in power, and they're all friends. They're all good buddies behind the closed doors. They are the progressives. They are the people that have gotten us here. They don't want an individual. They don't want an America. They don't want a Russia. They don't want a Great Britain. They want a one world government. They want a conglomeration, a global power. That's what they want. That's what the progressives are after, ultimately. They are not after freedom. They're not after liberty, if that's what you think liberal stands for. Open-mindedness. No, they want to take their ideas and force them on you. And that's what they've done. And unfortunately, you people that are following the Democratic Party and the Republican Party like it's the end-all be-all, yes, you people are the ones that are being controlled day after day, inside and out. Every single move that you make, they are ultimately controlling you. They're getting your vote, and that's all that matters. As long as they keep getting your vote, you're going to be their puppet for them. And if you don't want to be an individual, if you don't want to stand up for freedom, and you don't want to stand up for individualistic ideas, keep going the way you are. Anyway, I'm done with that rant. Moving on, I want to close the show down. It's been going too long. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful holiday out there. A great Labor Day. We're celebrating all the people that are still in work. Salute to them. Hope you guys have a great day. To all you folks without a job right now, I hope things turn around soon. Maybe even as soon as November, once people kick this guy out of office. Anybody new that went in, that would give stability, and that would make folks that have money feel like they have a chance at rolling the dice and making a new economy, making a new business, doing a new investment. It would give them that confidence of having a new president. Anybody, I mean, if a dog were elected, it would give the people out there that have money the confidence to spend a little bit of money, which, of course, what would happen? All of a sudden, if people are opening up new businesses, hey, guess what? They need jobs. They need people to come work for them. If they invest into an established company, guess what? That company is going to make more jobs. They're going to start, hey, we're hiring. We need some people to come in and fill out some applications. You know, all of a sudden the stock market's going to take off. Even if nobody gets invested in, their stock's going to go up. They're going to have more money. They can now hire more people and expand and do things. Yeah, it's very simple. The economy works in a very simple way. When people have confidence, when people spend their money, the economy takes off. And that's all that America needs right now. They need a little bit of confidence, and they don't. Sure, the people without any money, the people with nothing, have confidence in this president. And I hate to say this because this sounds mean and derogatory, but those folks don't understand business. Those folks don't understand how the economy works. They don't understand how the real world works with jobs and money and the stock market. They don't. And you know what? It's not their job to. But unfortunately, those are the only people with confidence in this president, in this administration. Now, the people with money, the people that have a little bit of money to spend, the people that make businesses, the people that hire people like you and I, the people that put money on our table, those are the type of people that understand how the market works. They understand how businesses work, small and large. They understand that, hey, if I've got a president who I'm not worried about is going to tax me to death in every kind of way, shape, or form, tax me on all my investments, tax me on every time I turn around, they at that point feel a little bit more, they're like, hey, you know what? I've had 5 or 6 ideas I've been sitting on because I've been waiting for a better time. And I've been doing this for over 4 years. I'm kind of ready to make a move. 4 years is a long time to kill in a person's life. I know I've put a lot of things on hold in the past 4 years. And, you get to a point to where you're just looking for any reason to jump out there and invest that money, spend it on a new business, invest into a already established business, or put your money into the economy, into the stock market rather. So people just need a nudge, and any type of not going to tax you to death, not going to take all your money away, not going to, basically prohibit wealth and prohibit upward mobility. If we don't have that type of person in the White House, people are going to feel better. They're going to feel like they want to go out and do something and make something happen. Right now, the way things sit, nobody feels confident. People don't want to spend that money because they know that it's a horrible roll of the dice and it's probably not going to pay off. So, you know, that's the reason why businesses have not expanded as much. That's the reason why the entrepreneurs have not gone out and made these new businesses and stuff, because they've just been holding their breath, waiting for a new president, waiting for an administration that would be a little bit more pro-business, a little bit more pro-growth, instead of just, hey, you know, we're President Robin Hood. We're just going to take it from anybody that's got it and give it to everybody who don't. You know, that's basically, I hate to say it, but that's the way the business world looks at President Obama. Whether that's right or wrong, I don't care to argue that at this moment, but that's just the simple truth. And so if you Democrats, if you want to keep being poor, if you want to keep not having a job, or if you want to keep jumping from job to job or working 2 or 3 jobs, okay, go ahead, re-elect Obama. Go ahead, do that, and that's what you're going to get. Anyway, again, I told you I'd stop this ranting, and I've just gone on and on. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great day. Go out, spread some love, give some hugs, open a door for somebody, do some good deeds. Just go out, feed your community, because it's going to feed you back. You know, anyway, have a great one. Love you all, and I'm out.